how would you expect somebody like me to actually try to approach you in a meaningful way?
Meaningful.
Yes, meaningful.
That's good.
Notice the words I'm using.
Yes.
That's intentionality for those that didn't catch that.
Yeah. I would say for me, believe it or not, I mean, I'm speaking to you now, like one-on-one, I'm fine.
Yeah.
And when I'm comfortable in my environment, I'm fine. But I'm like the biggest scaredy cat. When it comes to people, that like me or, they have interest in me.
Yeah.
I'm terrible at that. Like, I've actually liked guys back and I'm attracted to them, but I don't know how to respond. Like back then, now I think I'm a little better, but it's just hard for me. So they would approach me, hey, let's go out, blank face. I've even like gotten up and walked away before.
Wait, like not say anything?
Not say anything at all.
So to that point, let me ask you an important question that I think a lot of us are thinking about right now. We don't really know how to deal with it, right? So if we're on the street, right, and I find you attractive and I find that you are interesting to me, right? How would you expect somebody like me to actually try to approach you in a meaningful way?
Meaningful.
Yes, meaningful.
That's good.
Notice the words I'm using.
Yes.
That's intentionality for those that didn't catch that.
Yeah. I would say for me, believe it or not, I mean, I'm speaking to you now, like one-on-one, I'm fine. Yeah. And when I'm comfortable in my environment, I'm fine. But I'm like the biggest scaredy cat. When it comes to people, that like me or, they have interest in me. Yeah. I'm terrible at that. Like, I've actually liked guys back and I'm attracted to them, but I don't know how to respond. Like back then, now I think I'm a little better, but it's just hard for me. So they would approach me, hey, let's go out, blank face. I've even like gotten up and walked away before.
Wait, like not say anything?
Not say anything at all. Like, and I feel bad about it. I still think about it. Yeah. I felt really bad about it. And it's not that I wasn't attracted to the person. Like, I would be attracted to them, or, I would want to go out with them. But sometimes I get like nervous. It's the weirdest thing.
Interesting. That's very interesting to hear you say that. Not because of you, but for a lot of us, we're so used to doing all the initiating, right? So like we have to learn, well, most guys, for those that don't know, we usually have to learn, for those of us that like women, to face rejection frequently, right? Because very often you're going to pursue somebody that may not want to pursue you back or want to be pursued by you. And you have to learn to be okay with that rejection. But it's very interesting to hear that you're saying like, oh, but even when I like somebody, even I still kind of pull away. Yes. I'm still kind of nervous, even when it's somebody I would give the time of day to.
I would want to go out with them. I would want to like, I'm crushing on them, and I still just walk away. I don't know where that started from. That might be a different, session, but but it's a real thing. So to answer your question though, I would say like, come up to me like soft spoken. Maybe just having a conversation and saying, hey, I really find you attractive, or I really want to take you out. I want to see where this goes, or tell me about yourself. Okay. Something simple like that, watching the tone. I don't want anything too loud. If you're too loud, I'm just going to be like, all right, keep going. This is too much. Too loud is too much for me. Yeah. In the beginning, like I need to get comfortable. Sure. So I would say just soft-spoken and step up to me and talk to me.
Does that work like on the street? Or
depends on the street.
Okay. I'll say, or a follow-up question. Does it matter? Like, where would this person find you? We talking like the grocery store, the club?
That's a perfect question right now, because right now I'm an adult, right?
Online dating?
It was, yeah. I've done online dating, but the clubs, no, because I wouldn't take that person seriously.
Fair enough.
At this point of my life, it's like go to the club just to go, if you still go to the club, you would go just to have a good time. Or maybe somebody's bachelorette, but at this point of my life. So that's a great question. I would say like the grocery store or,
The gym?
The gym.
Gas station?
Oh, that's happened before, but it didn't work out. So
you look really great pumping that gas. Let me tell you, that 87 unleaded,
just actually,
sweetheart.
That is funny. Because
can I get your number?
It has happened.
I'll pump it for you
gas
next time.
station. No, but maybe like the grocery store at this point. As adults, it gets more difficult. You spoke about.
Of course.
You spoke about friendships, right?
Yeah.
So right now we're limited to what? Where we work, maybe the gym and grocery store, right? Compared to if you were in an institution
like a school or university.
Yes, then you would have more opportunities.
Absolutely.
So I thought it was kind of interesting that you said that about friendship. It also applies to your romantic life.
Oh, it does. Oh, I was going to make that PSA if you guys didn't know.
Yeah.
Once you get out of university and college, man, your dating pool is drastically small. Even your friendship pool. It's just small because you have the same way when we're in K through 12, right? We all have to have this communal place that we're in. But at the same time, you have this opportunity to interact with, to engage with folks. But what happens when you just work?
Right.
Now it's just, hey, I'm just in this little space. And I work for myself, so like, it's just me talking to me.
This is true. And, like you said, some people work independently. They're contractors. They're not necessarily, I'm at an elementary school. There aren't that many males there.
I can imagine. Probably not a lot of male
even
teachers.
More limited,
Yeah.
So it's not that many places I can go at this current moment to just be like.
You can go to the local PTA fundraiser, maybe.
No, if I want to be a parent right away.
True. No, but I think it's important because these are the nuanced discussions that I feel like we're not really having though.
Yeah.
Like again, how do you even allow somebody to approach you? So I want to go back and capture that just to solidify that for the guys that might be listening. So she said, even the guys that she was interested in, she would still be kind of running away from. Not so much now, but back in the day.
Yeah, it's happened numerous times.
So not to say that means that if a woman pulls away from you, she's definitely interested, but it is just food for thought.
Yeah, I would say to the guys out there, like, give it your shot. Like, still approach these girls, these women, maybe more than once.
True.
I would say at least twice because I can count the amount of times that someone's approached me and I was like, I wish I would have, like, and I really wanted to, like, I'm not making this up. I really wanted to, but I got like nervous or something and I just walked away.
You know, there's moments like this. I kind of wish, I know this can't happen. You know that movie Freaky Friday?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Where you're like going through that. I wish like men and women could switch bodies. And they can be like, what's it like to be pursued?
Oh my goodness.
And then you guys can be like, oh, this is the kind of work that they have to do to come get us.
Yeah.
Because it's such a very much unique experience, I feel. And it's not, I think one is better than the other. It's just more trying to understand what is it like to be on the other side.
Yeah.
Right? Because even what you said, in my mind, I would be thinking, okay, like what you said makes sense. I know I'm going to have to put in the effort. I know I'm going to have to face the possibility of rejection, right? But the unique part, the reason why I try to emphasize that is because even when the person is interested in you, there's still going to be another level of pursuit that kind of has to happen. Right? So you might be thinking, oh, well, I kind of shot my shot. So is she going to like give me a chance now? And based on your experience in the past, you would be like, no, not necessarily. You may have to try again.
Yeah.
So I may have to catch you at the same grocery store this like the second week in a row.
Yeah.
Like,
I would definitely say
I caught her getting produce. So I'm gonna go make sure I talk to her again. I'm gonna show up another time.
Yeah,
and see
don't
if
get
we can
all
get some help.
stalkerish or anything. Don't go like to the person's car. But I would go to like at least try twice.
Okay, hold on. Let's clarify something because that's a good point that you mentioned. What would you define? Let's use that scenario with the grocery store. What would make that stalkerish versus I'm just adamantly trying to pursue you? Where's the distinguishing point?
I would say if she shuts you down the second time and you keep going and you're meeting her at the exact same place at the exact same time, knowing that she goes there, that would be considered more stalkerish.
Okay, so 2 times. So I meet you at Publix.
At the same time, same Publix, knowing I'm there,
right.
And I've already shut you down twice.
I caught you in the cereal section. I'm like, hey, do you want to get cereal? And then, do you want to go out sometime? Second time I get shut down, I should just pretty much walk away and say, hey, it's done.
Yeah, you should try a different location.
Okay. All right, so we're going shopping. So guys, we want to find a good woman you want to date, go shopping, right?
Yeah.
Just go to the grocery store. Try 2 times. You get shot down 2 times, it's done. Go try to approach somebody else.
Yeah, I would say. It's up to, I mean, if she's giving you a little bit, maybe she's playing. No, I wouldn't say so. At this point, hey, you want to be together? No, figure it out. I would say by the second time, honestly.
Okay.
I would know.
Okay.
But the second expectation, I know I mentioned coming up to me like, soft spoken and letting me know how he feels. But I would also say laughter.
I like
so
that. That's
if you're able to get me out and silly right away,
you're like, that's a pro.
That's a positive.
Okay.
That's a go.
So have some element of humor.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about you? Like, what are some of your...
Well, I think, to me, the reason why I asked is because I think for a lot of the guys that I've talked to, both professionally and personally, it's a different wave now of how you're supposed to approach ladies. And it's interesting because, like, I kind of grew up the old school way where, like, that's kind of all you had to do, right? Now we have computers and phones where you have apps, right? Well, back in the day, to age myself, you had to, like, go to the mall. You had to go to the store. You had to actually go up to that woman. You had to say, like, hi, my name is so-and-so, and I just thought you looked nice today. Wondering if you have any plans later. Would you like to get together? I didn't have a cell phone. Can I get your landline?
That's sweet.
Right? Very innocent. But you knew that even then you could still get shut down. Now it's like, so I'll swipe on you. Maybe we connect. Maybe you talk a little bit, but then also maybe you don't. And it's like, it's kind of hard to feel out a level of interest.
Yeah.
And then for the guys, I try to remember what a lot of them are going through because they don't have exactly my lived experience. They're in this space where it feels like anything, like I said earlier, anything that they do can be misconstrued as, that's why I paused you earlier when I asked you, what did you mean by kind of stalkerish? Because kind of like old school method would have been like, oh, you need to pursue. Like, you don't give up after the first try. But to your point, you shouldn't be like, going to somebody's house or after a couple attempts, like that's probably
meeting
enough.
them at their car.
Yeah, that's probably enough. But trying to figure out what that line is. And it's uniquely kind of a male experience because we're often the ones that do the pursuing, right? Women are usually the ones that get to tell us no.
Yeah.
So we have to try to figure out, like, is the line there?
I understand.
Is it there?
I see what you're saying.
We don't know. So part of hopefully discussing this with you is for you to illustrate that a little bit more for the young men out there so they can maybe understand, like, how can I cold approach a woman and maybe have a better opportunity for it to be successful where we actually go out sometime.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
I can definitely see where, the line is blurred. And it's like, hey, that's what you expect from the males, right? So we should be pursuing, but then I don't want to, cross that line. So, I mean, I would definitely still stick to it, like, at least twice.
Okay.
And
so that's our role now.
Yeah, I would for sure, like, at least twice. One thing you mentioned now with the online.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So, of course, there's online dating. Yeah. But the one thing that I just can't, I can't do is, hey, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. I'm so-and-so. What's your Instagram? Just throw the whole phone away. Just throw it. I'm not even here. Like, right away. Not even, like, anything about you.
No build-up.
No build-up, no nothing. Like, hey, what's your Instagram? Like, what's your social media? And I'm just like, come on. Don't you want to know what,
about
my name is? Like, do I even live here? It's just straight, what's your Instagram?
That's interesting. Okay. Wait, is there a certain age demographic you're noticing that happens where people are just straight up asking you that question?
I don't know if it's more age, but I would say within the past 2 years or so, dating back, I've noticed that, and I can't.
That's interesting. I mean, excuse me, I will say, I've noticed that compared to back in the day where I used to think it was about getting a phone number, it seems like more the social media is like the new space for that phone number.
Right.
Like, what's your handle on X so that way I can hit you up or I can DM you. Whereas back in the day it was just like, so I can text you.
Yeah, it feels like it's not
meet
genuine.
Together.
Like, you don't really want to get to know the person. You just want to follow her or, see what the person, looks like on social media compared to I'm right here in front of you. At least the first time, get to know me a little bit. I'm right here.
No, and you know what's interesting? I would actually offer the counter to that. For those that just want to, like, follow somebody and just want to, like, watch somebody, I actually think that's a little bit creepier than actually going up to them and talking to them. But I do understand that it offers a little bit more security because you don't actually have to deal with the rejection. See, what's hard for a lot of us is to actually go up to you, talk to you, and say, hey, so-and-so, I really want to go out with you. You look really nice today, blah, blah, blah. And then she says no. And then, of course, my ego gets hit, and I have to figure out, like, how to manage that, right? Yeah. Versus if I can just message you on my phone, and then, maybe you say yes, maybe you say no, or I can follow you, and I feel like we have some kind of pseudo connection together. That's like there's a lower barrier to entry. So I think it's just people naturally going to go to the easier route, but it's also less genuine. Yeah. To your point,
they got like 5 people on one day.